Welcome everyone. Are you looking to introduce some special effects to your videos? Maybe you want to hide something bigger behind something smaller. Maybe you just simply want some text to appear from behind something, or even teleportation while making it all look like a movie. Well, we'll be covering how to do this with masking in Olive today here on the Digital Paul Workshop. It is I, the transform tool that stretches your perfect frame into chaos, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And so, like I said in the intro, we're going to be doing some masking effects today. And what a masking effect is a type of video editing or visual effects technique in which you use an image that you selectively hidden or reveal. And there's a more advanced version called rotoscoping, which actually traces the outline movement of an object or character frame by frame and creates a mask effect. Far as I can tell, I have not been able to find any way to do it in all of, at least the version 1. I think their version 2 might do it, but I haven't gotten to play around that version yet because I'm still learning everything about the version 1 and what I can do. But we can do some simple masking techniques, and basically masking is you isolate a specific part of an image. Sometimes you can draw it by shape or using things. I use crop. Actually, I have been using this quite a couple times on my ending frames when I forget to use the green screen. I need to overlay by YouTube promoting my YouTube and Rumble and stuff like that. So I've actually been using masking without knowing what it's called because I only crop part of the image to reveal the other part. And so today we're actually going to be covering about 4 different types of masking. The first one will be the barrier, where you have something larger goes behind something smaller and it disappears. We also have the teleportation. Well, it's kind of really of a fade in, fade out, but you can use it as a basis for teleportation if you want to add in a couple other special effects. We'll have the text reveal will be the next one, and the last one we're going to be doing is going to be the film strip. And so without any further ado, let's log on in. And the first mask we want to take a look at is known as the barrier. This is when you have a person or object, when they go behind another object or person, they disappear, as in they're too big to hide behind, say like a person behind a light pole. And all of you can kind of get away with doing this if you if you just use the crop, as long as you got something that is perpendicular or horizontal. You can probably do this tricky if you use a photo editing program as well. Well, I want to come in here and I want to drag my frame down. I already got this video set up. It's me pushing point blank through and want him to disappear behind this piece of wood. And so what I'm going to do is going to bring this frame down. I just need a still frame that I saved earlier. And I'm also going to disable this so I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to crop this down. So I'm going to come down to distort and crop. And I'm going to just pull, and I'm just going to increase the left till it's about right center of the wood. Like I said, you want it pretty well straight if you're doing it this way. Then I'm going to simply enable the bottom clip back, so when I shoot point blank through, he disappears behind the wood and he reappears. And that's pretty much how you do a masking barrier in Olive. So the next form of masking we're going to look at, I call the teleport, is basically where you can fade in and out a character. Now you can really make this as a teleportation effect if you add in a few other things, but this is just simply the basics. Again, I just got my video already kind of set up here. Larger, just bring the frame on down. Now let me see, I need to make sure something, disable this. Because what I want to do is I kind of want to make sure I got my hand out the way. Let me see where it is. So there's it's probably right where I need to be Okay, let me enable. Now in this case, I'm gonna go back to the crop, come down, I go to the store crop, and I'm gonna bring in my right, because don't want my hand at all to appear. So probably somewhere right in there. Let me zoom in just to make sure. There's the finger. So probably about right there. So let's see, bring that to about right there. So that way it keeps gonna keep my hand out the way of this. So now what I am gonna do is I'm gonna bring this on in, but I'm gonna come up here to, let me click on this, come up here and I'm gonna come up to my video effects. I wanna add transition, cross dissolve. I don't need the opening, I just want the in. So that way it just simply pulls on through. In fact, let's go ahead and cut this off and make this just delete. That way let me see, because I want him to appear like he's coming in. Power about, yeah, it's getting closer. There we go. Bring this down and let's bring this on in some so it makes it look a little faster as he teleports. Kind of like he's driving real fast now, where he just starts to come to a stop. He's going faster than you can see. And that's basically how you can make him look like he's teleporting in. And that's how you can kind of get away with doing a teleport mask in Olive. So the next masking technique we're going to take a look at is the text reveal. Again, I got my video clip already set up. It's just me pushing point blank across, trying to make him go as straight as possible. And so what I need to do is I want to make it where as he drives by, a text reveals from underneath him. Now to get by with that, I'm going to actually have to copy this video clip. And I'm going to move this one up because for some reason Olive only lets you paste in the section you copied. And I'm actually going to bring up my green screen. And the reason I'm going to bring up my green screen frame is because I find it easy to use it with chroma key if I want to do text in a specific area and I can move about. Because this text, this right here, this title, doesn't give you the same full features as this render text. But the problem with this render text is on the actual clip, and so you kind of have to move it around there. Whereas when I put it on a green screen, I'm going to show it here in a second, it's a lot easier to move about. So one of the things I want to do, and let's see, we want to get, so what I'm probably end up doing is trying to find a good spot, probably about right there. And I'm going to end up having to do is I'm going to take my crop, I'm going to go to distort crop, and this time it's my left, I want there, and I'm going to have to key it right there. And it's going to move him on over. And depending upon the speed of which this is being done, because like you said, he slows down there at the end. Let's see. It's going to, you may have to do multiple, so I'm going to move that to about there. And then here, I'm just going to go and render text. Let's see. Text reveal. I think I'm spelling reveal correctly. I go to Arial Black because Arial Black automatically makes it larger. And I do want to do an outline. So, like I said, with the, let's see, this is the one I want. Yeah, positioning. I probably want you to come a little more over here. So now I got that pretty much in place. And like I said, if I needed to just to grab this and move it around, it's a lot easier, and just come in and just do my chroma key and boom. So I come back here. Let's see how well I get it. Hey, well, it's not really following point blank. Well, you can get in there and you can fiddle in, and sometimes you might have to fiddle in on the let's see, this is the chroma key. On this one, you may have to fiddle in your prop. Depending, it's good if the object you're using or the person is at a steady speed, where in case of point blank, he's not necessarily steady. He's kind of sluggish and jerking a little bit. So I'll have to go in and fiddle with some of this here just to see if I can get it to do a smooth transition. And that's pretty much how you do a text reveal using masking. And so the final masking effect we're going to take a look at today is called the film strip masking. I guess it's called film strip. I just don't know if it's called film strip masking. And there's a couple different ways you can go about doing this. I already got the video loaded in. This is the from my Blender time-lapse transformers room. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in down here this little plus mark, the solid color. And I'm just going to click and drag that across. Now in the case of this one, I do want to change the color. Because usually most film strips it is black. You can probably change it to whatever color you want. I am going to go ahead and bring in my crop command, or crop layer, because I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to move that up and I'm going to hit paste. I wish Olive will let me paste in whatever line or row, whatever they call these things. I want to instead of having to do it this way, but I have to work with what I got. And so this one I'm going to come to the top, and I'm going to actually type in 90. And then for this layer here, I wish it'll stop opening these things back up. I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to type in 90. And boom, there I have my film strip. And this is a good way to do it if you're going to use it maybe once. You could go ahead and I think there's a way to post it where you can save some of these. Yeah, save file settings. But I would not, but you'd have to save one for this one and then one for this one, and that is a bit of an annoyance. So delete that, pause that, I don't need to be in play. So what I've did is I kind of went ahead. Now this one I'm bringing down, I've actually made for this tutorial for a different reason, but I would go into your favorite photo editing program and just go ahead and create this effect. So now you wouldn't want it part this thick of a black bar setting, but you will want to go ahead and create that, especially when you're doing it a lot, because it's a lot easier just to work with one file and just import it in and have to keep remaking it. But no, I actually created this one for the simple reason is if I wanted an angle 45 degrees, and that way I can go from here to here. So like if I start here and let me zoom out just a tiny bit, hit my keyframe, and then whoops, I want to leave that keyframe there. And let's see, we'll probably bring it over here, and then I slide it to there. So that way I'm going to hit L a couple times so we can speed this up some. So you can see what I do. That way it goes across if you want to do this effect of a wipe type of films. I guess a film strip wipe or whatever you will refer to this. And of course it's slowing me down playing all this. And this mask is, I made 3,840 pixels wide by 5,000 pixels tall, and it's because, as you can see, if I was to bring this all the way over, it's complete black screen. Same thing here, because if you used to try to do this the other way in all of us, as I did the previous film strip, you're gonna be sitting here doing a lot of adjustments your first time, and if you don't remember, you're gonna be sitting there adjusting every time trying to get it right, because you don't. Because I'll show you. Matter of fact, we'll show you right quick what I'm talking about. We'll just do one solid color. I'm not even going to worry about changing the color of it. but I'm just going to go ahead and bring my crop in, and even well, I'm just going to do a partial crop just so we can see how everything's working. And if I do 45, you can kind of see it going across like this. I would have to, if I was to do it here, and if I come down, I'm gonna have it going like this, and you see how it's revealing the corners there. Let me get my ear out of the way. See how it's revealing the corner. And even if I didn't have the crop feature, nope, if I go back to 0, you see it doesn't even do a full screen. And so you'll be sitting here fiddling with all of these, fiddling with the size of this. And then if you have another one, so like if I put this here, and I do copy, move this back up to here, and paste. And so now if I move this over here, you got to make sure you keep, these are large enough, make sure you keep the same distance here, and it is a headache. So it's easier just to come in and go ahead and create a mask that you can use over and over if you're going to be doing this type of effect or work. Now, if you remember from my OBS tutorial, I did make this mask just a feature, and I'm just going to do this right here quickly. And so if you actually, whatever program you use, and you forget to save it as a PNG with a transparent background, you can actually solve this as long as it's like a 2-color system, preferably white and black like this. Just come up to your key, back to your keying, and you want to do your color finder. Now in this case, I will want to do my upper color down. I've lowered some, and then I could do the James Bond. If I created a new photo editing program, I just need to have a bigger canvas and maybe a smaller circle if I want to do the James Bond looking through the gun barrel effect. But that's another way you can do the masking in Olive. As like I said, it's just easier to create a frame or a picture file and just go in and edit it that way than it is to try to just go through and use the solid color feature here. And these were 4 simple techniques on masking I have found that you can easily do in Olive. I've tried some others. I have a feeling I'm going to have to upgrade to Olive 2 to do them because I wasn't able to successfully do them, especially rotoscoping. Now the closest thing I've come to it in this version of Olive, if you watch my video on keying, is where I used the illumination key, and I was able to do somewhat a type of masking with Reaper to Death, but I have a feeling that for the most part I'm going to have a high contrast situation to do it using that. It can be a form of masking, but I think it's going to be very limited in its purpose of what you can do. And if you like my content, you can go to these websites right here to support me in different ways, as well as like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think might find it interesting. Now, if you also want to get into some more effects, basically the illusion of movement and depth in Olive or video editing in general, I would recommend you check out my video on mastering parallax, a step-by-step guide with Olive Video Editor and Krita. Have a nice day.